Hello world, Billy here again, and we're back with My Hero Academia, chapter 417. So in 416, the fight is still ensuing, but things are starting to get cleaned up. So we got to see Uraraka being evacuated or being carried away to, a hospital using a helicopter, and they were saying that she might possibly not make it, but she probably will. I mean, yeah, I feel like she most definitely will, because she's sort of the counterpart to Deku, who wants to save everyone at all costs, and Uraka wants to save everyone at all costs, but she's the spokesperson for the heroes, right? So she sort of acts as the mediator between heroes and civilians. So she's going to play a very important role in rebuilding hero society, I guess is my point. We also got to see Momo, we got to see Kaminari, Tokuyami, Dark Shadow, as well as Hawk. So they're all doing, I mean, obviously they're injured, but they're all alive and well. And then at the very beginning, we got to see that Eri, of course, wanted to go into the field as suspected to help Deku, but right now her rewind energy is actually not restored, so it would be sort of pointless for her to go, and obviously it would put her in danger. So Ectoplasm told her to stay behind, understandably. And then we also got to see Kota. It had been a while, but he was also letting Eri know that his heart is also with Deku while he's fighting right now. And at the very end, we got to see Lady Nagant as well, also just recounting that, the fact that Deku sort of goes all out to save people, or he tries his hardest, makes you also want to try your hardest to back him up as well. So he has that heart of gold about him. So right now we're gonna see what's gonna happen at the very end. Of course, at the very end there was this sort of expression. I believe it said something about the destruction of everything that originates or that starts from this house, and it was Shimura Tenko, Shigaraki Tomura's childhood home, and he had a memory going back to when he had when he had Thanos'd his dad. So so I feel like something massive is about to happen. I don't know, maybe Deku's gonna lose a limb, because I feel like right now, of course, like, it's still dangerous for him because he doesn't have danger sense, and he's using Black Whip to sort of try and react as quickly as possible, reflexively, not proactively, right? He's not doing it preemptively because he doesn't have danger sense, so he's doing this evading attacks as soon as they almost land on him. But I feel like there has to be something else, like the stakes have to be higher a bit since we're in the end game. So I don't know if Deku's gonna lose a limb, maybe, or again going back to the whole All Might thing. Plus, we need to finish the fight with we need to finish the fight between Bakugo and the young All For One. So yeah, I believe that was it for the recap, and without further ado, let's jump straight into 417. Yeah, it's just a bunch of chaos. A blob of fingers. Yeah, so he's encapsulating Deku. Deku's obviously trying to keep him apart, but we know that he can disintegrate things without touching them fully, so that's what I'm saying. There still has to be something. Oh shoot. Everyone got taken all at once. Oh shoot. Yeah, he's hatred. Okay, so we're here. So now Deku's confronting the alter ego, like his alter his quirk alter ego, which is sort of a weird thing because obviously his quirk for the most part is one for all. He's slowly losing it, but sort of fun, like it's wild to like see his alter ego confronting him to essentially like kill Shigaraki as opposed to try and actually save him. So I was actually gonna say, is this actually Deku, or is this like some creation of Shigarikis, right? Yeah. Yeah, which is what, it's sort of a gamble, because Deku's, he's trying to save him, but it's like, I don't want to go into JJK, but without, because I don't want to spoil that, but it's like, what if you can't save him? Like, if you can't save him and you lose your quirk, which is the quirk that was meant to destroy All for One, then essentially you've sort of condemned the rest of the world to like a terrible fate, right? Because it's like you're trying to save this guy that might be irredeemable. So if you are not able to redeem him and you lose your quirk in the process, which is the strongest quirk, then like all is lost, right? So maybe just kill him. It's a valid, it's a valid question, right? It's the whole, do you rehabilitate the villains, like people who you think are irredeemable, or do you try your best? Like, to what extent do you keep going to try and redeem them, right? So, which is, it's valid. It's what Deku's trying to fix in Hero Society. So, and why Lady Nagant was sort of taken by him, right? Because she was in the Dark Justice side for a long time. Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye. Wow. So yeah, he can take damage in this space. Yep. So I knew it was gonna come down to a battle of psyches, so. But eventually he's gonna have to show himself, like his own self. Shigaraki will have to, right? Yeah. Stain. Retexture. And then Chisaki Kai. This is overall, of course. Yep, the little kid. Man, I mean, this was obviously traumatizing for everyone, right? So, the little kid who lost his mom, Shimura Nana, of course, and then, of course, passing that trauma on to his grandson, while his grandson was also undergoing, like, severe, severe changes, developing his quirk, right? So, it's just so many issues, right? Like, until it bubbled up into Shigaraki killing his family. Yep. It's what I was saying. It's just generational trauma, right? Boy, would you get your hands off that kid? Shimura-san. But is this still going to be like, I mean, so we see this here, he's still activating his powers, so maybe that didn't do jack, to be determined. But yeah, so this was what I was imagining would eventually have to take place, right? But still, we're still seeing Child, so Tenko here, I'm just going to refer to him as Tenko, so Child Shigaraki, right? But he still needs to actually have a proper dialogue with Deku. That's the only way I see this sort of resolving, right? As a child, he's been saved, but he needs to actively make the choice, the decision to sort of abandon his malice, abandon his hatred of Hero Society, of heroes in general, and of course of the of what Deku embodies, right? So I'm not fully sold yet, so we're gonna have to see. But I really liked this. It seems a bit too sudden, I will say that. So I'm not fully convinced, but maybe that is the resolution. But I'm not sold yet. But yeah, this was a really good chapter. So yeah, right now Deku's presence in Shigaraki's subconscious means like because he's in Shigaraki's core or his origin, he's taking a physical, in a sense, a tangible embodiment. So he can get damaged fatally in here. So he has to be very careful with that. But yeah, she finally got to, and sort of the messed up thing is like even here, her hugging her son Kotaro she's hugging the mental image of her son within her grandson's core. So it's like there's really no absolution, of course, like her son is obviously dead, but it's what it represents. It's what it represents, her sort of providing some kind of solace to some representation of her son, because she wasn't able to do that, of course, IRL. Anyhow, enough rambling. This was a good chapter. I'll see you all in 418. Peace out.